Okay, today I'm going to be reviewing the Bose Soundsport Wireless headphones. I'm also going to be heavily comparing them to the Jaybird X2s because those are the only Bluetooth sports headphones that I've ever used. And I'm probably going to be shitting on the Jaybirds pretty heavily, like pretty hard. Okay, the packaging for the Bose Soundsport Wireless headphones is pretty sleek and straightforward. You take off the sleeve and open up the box and you get this nice picture of some guy exercising, and then you get this infographic of all the highlighted features. You have the headphones displayed directly in the center, and underneath the middle section you have the little carrying case it comes with. Nothing fancy, but it gets the job done. And then you also have 2 additional ear fins, but then it also comes with this really tiny USB charging cable. Haven't actually tried myself to see if you can use the headphones while charging, but if you were trying to use this cable, that's definitely not gonna happen. Bose does sell a $50 charging case, and I would say that's a complete ripoff. Do not buy this $50 charging case. Save your money. Use that $50. Use that $50 to buy yourself a giant battery bank, and that would actually be more useful to you. I mean, if you're the type of person who likes to have your headphones in a case at all times, then I guess the $50 charging case would be right up your alley, because then you get the benefit of charging while you're carrying it around. But at the end of the day, their charging case is literally just a battery bank embedded within a case. You still have to plug it in through this USB port, so you're not getting like wireless charging or anything fancy. It's just a battery bank inside a case. And if you're like me, you never keep your headphones in a case anyway, you just throw them in your bag when you're done, which is good because these are tangle free. Like I said, I am going to be comparing these headphones to the Jaybird X2s. I originally wasn't going to get these headphones. I was going to stick with the Jaybird X2s because if you look around and you shop online, you can probably find them for like 50, 60 bucks used right now, which is like a steal because they're sell for 150 bucks brand spanking new. I think they reduced the price to 120 bucks now. Don't quote me on that. But when I got the Jaybird X2s, they were the most uncomfortable headphones I have ever used. Worse than like the Apple headphones. And if you're a normal person, you know the Apple headphones are the most uncomfortable, worst headphones you can get. They sound fine, but they're like deadly to your ear. And to my surprise, the Jaybird X2s were actually more uncomfortable to me than the Apple EarPods. And it mainly had to do with the fins. The fins on the Jaybird X2s were kind of like really firm, hard rubber. I mean, it wasn't solid, but it was way more firm than the Bose Soundsport. And it really made putting that in your ear and leaving it in there really uncomfortable because it pushed against your ear. It didn't really conform to your ear. And I had to use the ear fins because without them, they just fell directly out of my ear. I know some people were lucky enough to be able just to put the headphones in and they stay perfectly, but for me, I could not. And on the Jaybirds, I tried every combination of fins and every combination of tips and nothing worked. So I returned them pretty immediately after I got them and decided I'm gonna save up some more money and then buy the Bose Soundsports. Now, the key difference between the X2s and the Soundsport is that the Soundsport does not actually go inside your ear canal. It kind of hangs out at the entrance, and they do let some sound in. You're going to get some outside ambient sound, but luckily they are loud enough to kind of push back against any outside sounds you may hear. You're gonna have to turn up the volume a little bit more than you would on the X2s, but the sound quality is going to be amazing. It's going to be very clear, but there is going to be just some muffles of the background, which personally I do enjoy because I don't really like having the sound around me completely drained out because I like to know if anything is happening around me. But that is going to be based on personal preference. If you don't like hearing anything else except your music, then this is probably going to be a problem for you. And I'd say if your ears conform to Jaybird standards more than mine does, then probably go with the X2s. In my opinion, if you're looking for extreme comfort, the Soundsport Wireless are gonna be way better and way more beneficial to you. Now, just to give you an idea, you can see that the fins do bend much more easily than you would see on a Jaybird. They are really much more soft rubber and they really conform. And I think it's mainly due to this opening slit they have. They bend and squeeze into your ear much more easily, much more comfortably. And you can see that the tip of the headphone expands outward more than it protrudes upward into your ear. What I'm really enjoying about the Soundsport Wireless is that you can seamlessly connect this to multiple devices at the same time and then switch between whichever device you want. They have an app which lets you pair all your devices and then toggle which ones you want to be actively pairing, though that's about it. Their app is pretty skin deep. It doesn't really go into depth on any settings or anything like that. It's just for pairing multiple devices. That's basically all you can do. The controller on these headphones is basically the same as any other headphones you find on the market today. You have your play, pause, volume up, volume down, and then you double click to do skip to the next track and back to the previous track. And then on the back of the headphones, you have NFC connection and your microphone. Though I have an iPhone, so I couldn't use NFC pairing, I'm assuming it works just as fine as Bluetooth connection. But the microphone sounded basically the same as any other Bluetooth headsets. Nothing fancy, nothing to write home about, but it gets the job done. Though what I did find concerning about these headphones is there is no power off, at least nothing that I could find. You power on the headphones with just a simple click of this button, and then again, if you want to pair different devices, you just hold down this button and eventually it enters pairing mode. But that button does not actually shut down the headphones. Let's say if you click it, it just switches between your connected devices. If you hold it down, once again, it's just gonna enter pairing mode. So there's no way for you to turn off the headphones manually. You just kind of have to let them sit and then eventually enter standby mode. You can, however, adjust the time that it takes for headphones to enter standby/sleep mode in the app. And I think that gives you the lowest amount of time is 5 minutes. I think the highest amount of time is an hour or so. I don't know, I have to check. But by doing it this way, even if you set it to the lowest amount of time before entering standby, you're still wasting about 5 minutes of battery life. And with only a 6-minute battery life, every minute counts. So I didn't do any exact measurements. I can say the 6-hour battery life seems about right. I watched a bunch of video and music for about 6 hours straight, and it did last me the whole way through. But again, battery life is gonna depend on your personal usage. I wanna go over this little clip at the end of the headphones. If you ever use the Jaybird X2s, or ever seen videos of the Jaybird X2s, you know they have those little sections that let you wrap around the headphones so they're a nice tight firm fit. And when I saw that the Soundsport Wireless didn't really have any way for you to wrap up the cables to make them nice and secure so you don't have these cables dangling off you, I was a little disappointed. And honestly, I didn't think the clip would be very useful, but actually after clipping this onto the back of your shirt, you don't really notice the wires hanging off the sides. They don't really bump into you or anything. They kind of stay at a little small distance and allow you to turn your head pretty nice and evenly. So the clip actually added a nice little bit of functionality to the headphones and really helped keep me from being annoyed by these wires hanging off the sides. I didn't really buy these for exercising, but I did use them at the gym for a little bit, and they seemed to work fine. I did some running. They weren't really falling out of my ears. It just kind of felt like they were a little bit loose every now and again, so I just kind of tapped on them to push them a little bit back in. But if you're gonna use them for exercising, running, and doing kind of active work, you don't really have to worry about them falling out. They stay in pretty well. And while sound is subjective, these sound great. In my opinion, I think I mentioned this already, but just in case, they do sound very well. They sound very clear and nice. There's not much there's not like beats where it's like overkill on the bass, but there's a good amount of bass there. The high is really clear, the mids are really clear, and I think it's overall a really balanced sound. If you're looking for some new Bluetooth headphones, I would definitely recommend these, especially if you just got the new iPhone. You're probably gonna need some. But anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you liked the video, please. I'm so close to 100 subscribers. I keep getting closer. Every video I get like one more subscriber, and it's not much, but it's making me happy. So please subscribe if you enjoyed. I really appreciate it. And as always, stay sexy, and I'll see you sometime.